Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's staying safe. Happy Friday. Hope everybody is ready for the weekend. This is the Super Bowl weekend. I know I'm excited. I cannot wait. This is the last episode as I'm sharing out the podcast. This is the last episode for season 5 of Big Name Sports Talk Podcast, episode 21. If you're not already, consider hitting that subscribe button with notification button. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, comment your, give me your thoughts on the videos. Even give me some suggestions for the podcast. A couple things I want to say up front as I get my banners. Yes. So season 6 will start Tuesday. I want to really quick take an opportunity to apologize. I had some technical issues. My Wi-Fi on my laptop went out and I could not rehearse. I could not go through with the show as I planned. So therefore, a couple things that I get talked about. I want to talk about the FIBA games for the World Cup qualifier. There was a golf commentator. He made some comments about the WNBA, and Sydney Carter, who's a coach for Texas A&M women's basketball. Didn't get a chance, opportunity to talk about that. It was just getting kind of frustrating with the whole last episode. I have been thinking about putting that episode on private. I'm not sure yet. But that, just want to apologize for that. In this episode, I'm just going to give my final prediction for the Super Bowl 56, Rams versus the Bengals. I was thinking about the NFL awards. Then we're going to get into Major League Baseball. There has been some progress, and I don't think it's great progress, but it's a start. And then NBA trade deadline. So Wizards, we made some moves. There were some teams I was surprised they did not make a move, but didn't hear nor there. Then obviously Maryland basketball. The men got whooped by Iowa the other night. It was embarrassing to watch. And WNBA Athletes Unlimited week 3. We actually got 2 more games this weekend, and that's going to wrap up week 3. So I already speak in the comments. Hey, Lucinda, good to see you. Sydney, what's going on, my man? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Let's get into it. This is part 2 preview. We got the Rams versus the Bengals. Again, this is a Super Bowl I was not expecting. I kind of wanted the Rams to be there, but I wasn't expecting the Bengals. Where do I begin? The Rams are just a better team overall. I'm kind of curious to see how Cincinnati offensively is going to maintain its composure, particularly offensive line. Joe Burrow was sacked, 9 times against Tennessee. I kind of want to see how they're going up against the line that has Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller. That's going to be – I can already see that's going to be a problem because Cincinnati's going to definitely mix up the run and pass, really get that defense off its feet. I'm going to say that they're going to sack Burrow at least 5 times in that game. I just want to kind of see how Cincinnati offensively, how they're going to keep Los Angeles' defense on its toes. I definitely do think that the Rams' defense is not what I thought it was at the beginning. Okay, let's see. Go Matthew Stafford. What's going on, Sean? Hey, Ash. Yeah, O-line. Exactly. I agree, Sean. Joey B, I agree. I'm not taking anything away from Joe Burrow. I just this is something they're going to have to address in the offseason or in the draft, regardless. But the Rams defense, if you remember that game against the Buccaneers, they almost blew that game. Remember, against the Cardinals, they forced Kyler Murray to throw 2 picks. Tom Brady was sacked 3 times and also had an interception. But I just feel like at times there needs to be consistency. So I kind of want to see that. Now, I did my homework. The Bengals in this postseason have more sacks than the Rams. So there's 8 sacks for the Bengals compared to their 5. So it's definitely going to be something interesting. Next, offensively, you got Joe Burrow versus Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Jamar Chase. I want to see how they're going to be utilized in this game. I'm calling it right now. Cooper Kupp will have 2 touchdowns.
Guaranteed.
Cooper Kupp going into the postseason, 25 catches, almost 386 yards and 4 touchdowns. I'm still holding out hope that him and Jonathan Taylor, but it looks like it's going to be Cooper Kupp as the MVP. I've been on the record. I'm going to say it again. Matthew Stafford has definitely – I've been critical of him, and I want to take this opportunity to say I wish him all the best. I know he'll do well in the Super Bowl. He's definitely made the offense better. He does have his flaws, but they're all playing really well. Like Odell Beckham Jr., I even saw something today on TV where they were like, is he now a true number 1 wide receiver? I think he's not a number 1 in everybody's system. I feel like people kind of forget the fact that Cleveland was a power running team. We have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And then let's not ignore that they had injuries. So, I mean, you can make a video all you want to about Baker Mayfield not throwing you the ball. I would love that for betting purposes. Got to break out the trick plays. I agree. I would love to worry about Cincinnati against that defense. Did he win that trade? We'll see after Sunday if he won the trade. But back to my point. But making the whole video about Baker Mayfield not passing the ball. There was one guy, and I got to give a shout to Kimberly Martin. She brought up, she's made I agree with it. The one person nobody really called out was Kevin Stefanski, that offense coordinator. Like, but that's besides the point. When Robert Woods went down, Odell's definitely stepped up in that position. Cam Akers. I think Henderson's supposed to play. Sony Mitchell. Like, Matthew Stafford, he's got weapons, and the offense is ready. I definitely think that they're going to take pressure off Cooper Kupp. At the end of the day, the Browns are the Browns. Yeah, I agree. The Browns, who we thought they were. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, I'm not mad at the duo. I've been on the record. I still think Penei Sewell, he was on my draft board. And we can say, I can say all we want to, but look, they're in the Super Bowl. So I have to accept that. I will say that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase will connect for 2 touchdowns.
Guaranteed.
And then also too, like, man, I can't ignore also too, you got, I think the biggest thing is going to come down to is for Cincinnati, mixing it up with trick plays, like Sid said in the comments. Establish the run early. Get not just Jamar Chase, but T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and CJ, who wants a chili bowl bath. That makes no sense. And their defense. I kind of want to see what their defense looks like against this Rams offense. This same defense that shut out the Kansas City Chiefs in the second half.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
So, all that to say, I think Matthew Stafford's playing with a chip on his shoulder. I know Joey B is going to come in there smooth as silk. The Los Angeles Rams are beating the Cincinnati Bengals 51-31 guarantee.
Guarantee.
So I think it's going to be a great game Sunday. The Rams are just an overall better team. I cannot see that offense just completely implode. They got weapons. I just don't see how you can contain. I know the focus is going to be on Cooper Kupp. They're going to take him out. Von Jefferson, OBJ. I think Higbee's supposed to play. I can't get the backup tight end also. And that's a lot to focus on. And on Cincinnati side, how are you going to get Joe Mixon involved? Jalen Ramsey and Jamar Chase. Those are the kind of things I'm looking for. So I think it's going to be a game like that. Yes, smooth as silk. Higbee's out. Okay. Let me just confirm that. Let me make sure I have the injury report correct. So CJ Uzma, he's questionable, and Higbee is out. Oh, Joe Nate Boom is with a chest. He's on IR. But everybody else was full participants. So, yes, smooth as silk, 21 points. I have him winning by 20 points. I do. I just see it like I don't. I think like the first quarter, I think they'll be feeling it. I think it's going to be feeling each other out, and then I think by the second quarter, even really going to after halftime, I think that's when it's really going to get ugly. I just can't. I can't see it being no close game. I just can't. I am looking forward to the halftime show. I have been on the record. I'm not a fan of the recent halftime shows we had in the past. I think one year, most of the time, I go to preparing more food, condensing food, starting washing dishes, or just changing the channel until the halftime show is off. But you got Dr. Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige. Now, I will say this. There's going to be somebody they're going to bring out. I kind of have a feeling Ice Cube's going to come out there or somebody else. They're going to probably bring somebody else out there with them. And they're all going to probably do all five of them do something together. So, yes, that doggone chili. Bad. That's disgusting. Really, it must be something in the air. What food, Nathan? Chicken wings? No, I'm not making no chicken wings, Sean. I'm not making chicken wings. So, like I said, I already have my menu planned for Sunday. I said I need to go to the store tomorrow and get it all ready, buy it, prepare for Sunday, and we're good to go. Y'all let me know y'all scores in the comments. What do y'all think the final scores are going to be? As I sat there and forgot to click onto the Los Angeles title. We're going to move on to the news around the NFL. So it happened. The awards. Most of the awards, I was not surprised. I knew that Jamar Chase was going to get Rookie of the Year. Was no question. J.J. Watt, shout out to Sean Spencer, Sidney Swinton, Ash Swinton, and Bobby Goes. I was on Let's Talk Football Preview, and I guaranteed that next season, T.J. Watt is breaking Michael Strahan's single season record of most sacks.
Guaranteed.
I've never seen. I mean, T.J. Watt is just that that's coming from a Raven fan. That boy can play. He just reminds me of his brother. Their competitiveness is just so eloquent. They don't cheat you out of effort. They bring it every game, and I'm happy that he got Defensive Player of the Year. Now, Mr. Justin Tucker got the best moment of the year where we beat, I'm sorry, Sean, the Detroit Lions on a 66-yard field goal. And I'll be honest, the game should not have been that close. Offensively, we looked like trash, but Justin Tucker, he saved us. Now let's see what we got going on here. One wing, sir, that's all I'm asking. That's not happening. 34-17 Rams, Cooper Kupp, guarantee. Okay. Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player of the Year. No, I'm sorry. No, he didn't get MVP. Aaron Rodgers got it. I'm sorry, I misspoke. How can a guy? I'm gonna get on that. So, Cooper Kupp got Offensive Player of the Year. Michael Parsons got Defensive Rookie of the Year. Congratulations, Micah. I have an issue with the Hall of Fame snubs for the class that did not get in. Really quick, congratulations to Tony Baselli, former Jaguar. He played from 95 to 01 and then played for the Texans 1 year. Leroy Butler, Green Bay Packer. Sam Mills played for the Saints, where I remember him playing. Richard Seymour, Oakland, New England. Those are one two that come remember off my head. Bryant Young, 49ers. Cliff Branch, Art McNally, and former head coach Dick Vermeil. The fact that Devin Hester, Willie Anderson, some other ones on that list. Anquan Bolden, I think, didn't make it. I really would like to know what the qualifications of a Hall of Fame, of getting into the Hall of Fame is, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm pissed. I feel like Devin Hester should have been in there, and the fact that I just need to know what the criteria is, because I'm not mad at who's going in. Don't get me wrong. Like, I grew up on Leroy Butler, Tony Baselli. I grew up on those guys. But the fact that we don't put arguably one of the best returners of this modern era of football, and then you don't even put Patrick Willis, DeMarcus Ware, let's see, Steve Smith. I just really don't understand. Torrey Holt, I think Torrey Holt should have gotten there. No, Anquan's next. No, Anquan be next. Would it be next year? Should be next year. Reggie Wayne should have gotten in there. I mean, Peyton Manning's number 2 wide receiver. That makes no sense. But Zach Thomas also didn't get in there. So I just need to know what the criteria is of getting into the Hall of Fame, because, like, Devin Hester now should come on now. You mean to tell me I could say like, oh, but Cassius Lee, LOL. Sam Mills was the truth. I'm just confused. Help me out, chat. Is Devin Hester not a Hall of Famer? Is Zach Thomas not a Hall of Famer? Torrey Holt, greatest show on turf. Rondé Barber, Jared Allen, like Patrick Willis. Like I'll say this: Patrick Willis, when Ray Lewis retired, I felt like the torch was being passed to him. You know, I've been on the record. If it wasn't for guys like Willie Lanier, Mike Singletary, Lawrence Taylor, rest in peace, Derek Thomas, I feel like Ray Lewis represents each of those guys. And I felt like when I look at Patrick Willis, he reminded me of him. But I think we just retired because we played 7 years with 07 to 2014. And Patrick Willis that boy was something else, man. I mean, he took off. Who was that wide receiver for the Jets? Yeah, he took that man's head off. Nastiest head I ever saw. But that's how I feel. Patrick, I can understand Patrick because he only played 7 years, but very surprised at this list. You're putting Tony Baselli, who, no disrespect, at the time, maybe other than Jonathan Ogden, Willie Rofe, it's my left tackles at that time. I think he was one of the best left tackles when he was in Jacksonville. But, you know, injuries obviously hampered him when he got to Jacksonville. I don't even think he played. I think he was on the IR when he got to Houston. Devin Hester should have been in there. And then Andre Johnson, too. That's I don't know how to feel about that. And then Jared Allen, I mean, I agree with Sean's comments. Some of these guys will be in there. We'll get in a couple years, but I just need to know what the true criteria is. Are we going by stats, or what are we going by? Because, like, the fact that Zach Thomas, who I think was a great middle linebacker, I think he gets over. I don't think he gets the same credit that Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis at that time. That Miami defense was pretty damn good. I agree. He anchored that expansion team. So let me get off that soapbox. So congratulations to those guys winning the Hall of Fame. Comeback player of the year. My money. I had Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott winning it, but I just think the year that Joe Burrow's had, it's been amazing to watch. I can't take anything away from him. So I'm really proud of what he's done. I've always been a fan of his since LSU. He's definitely the truth. Just from a year ago to see where he's at now, that's just a testament of hard work, dedication, and just being the court, being that cool, calm, and collective. It's amazing to me. And then we also had Sportsman of the Year, Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award, Matthew Slater. Congratulations. And then, of course, Assistant Coach of the Year went to a Dallas Cowboy, Dan Quinn, which I'm going to keep that to myself. Salute to the Service Award presented by USAA. Andrew Beck won that award. Deacon Jones sack leader TJ Watt. FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year went to Tom Brady and Jonathan Taylor. Bud Light Silly of the Year. Oh, Christian Woken, though he did the worm. that was good. And then Coach of the Year went to Mike Vrabel. Fantasy Player of the Year, Baltimore Elite's finest, baby, Cooper Kupp. I love it. And then Fan of the Year, he was a Falcon fan, Mr. Henry Eisen. And then Mr. Walter Payton of the Year went to Andrew Whitworth, the oldest left tackle in the game currently. And then obviously Aaron Rodgers. Won his 4th MVP.
What? What? And you got to be kidding me.
I don't know what to say. My money was really on Cooper Kupp. It really is. I don't really understand. I don't know what it's going to take to really get people to understand. Okay, because to me, there needs to just be a separate award if this is going to be the case. If it's just going to be obviously given to the quarterback. I mean, how could I give a guy an award that 4 straight years in a row, and he hasn't even gotten to the Super Bowl? They just lost to the 49ers and just lost to the 49ers. The year before, this is the Tampa. But here's a guy who's putting numbers as a wide receiver, numbers that are astronomical that you will never see in this decade of football. Like, when do we appreciate greatness? I just don't understand what these voters are really looking at. Like, it's ridiculous. To be eligible for the nominating process, a player or coach must have been retired for at least 5 years, or any other coordinator, such as a team owner, executive, can be voted in that time. I think Andy's talking about what it is in the Hall of Fame. I'm not happy about it. I mean, congratulations to Mr. Discount Double Check, but the fact that just the thing that he got MVP, and I just feel like it's just never going to go to another. I don't know. Y'all help me out, y'all. Like, am I wrong for feeling that? I mean, I agree. Henry with 2K last year and Cup with a Triple Crown this year. It sucks. Thank you. Like, it's like, so do their stats not matter? Like, Derrick Henry last year, we could all say what we want. He's carrying that team literally on his back. Okay. I mean, Ryan Tannehill is a decent quarterback. I'm surprised they're going to continue to ride the boat with him. But other than AJ Brown, Derrick Henry that's the bread and butter. Cooper Kupp, he's putting up numbers I haven't seen since Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, maybe a Terrell Owens. I'll even say Anquan Boldin. I haven't seen these kind of numbers in quite some time. Like, when do they get their flowers? Offensive Player of the Year, that's great. But that's like saying, okay, you're kind of discounting Tannehill is a glorified Carson Wentz. Wow. That's comment of the day right there. I don't like it. I don't. Y'all let me know your thoughts. I really felt like the Hall of Fame needs to be a little bit more. I didn't know. I get the criteria, but I'd say out of all of them, Rondé Barber should have been in there to me. Willie Anderson, I mean, he was at the time probably one of the best right tackles in the game. Andre, him and Matt Shaw, that was a good connection for a few years. DeMarcus Ware, Dallas, and Denver. Torrey Holt, greatest show on turf. Wow. It makes no sense to me. Let's see what else is going on. Pretty much, the great John Riggins, he of Washington Commanders. He don't know him, the great John Riggins. He was a part of the 1982 Washington football team. I think he ran for 166 yards and a touchdown. Had some feelings about the new name. Criticized it. Really wasn't fond of it. And I can't really be mad at him for that. I mean, again, my money was on Red Tails, Red Wolves, Red Hogs, but I feel like they kind of just wanted to get rid of the whole red name of red out. That's just me. So this is what he said. I quote, "I feel completely disenfranchised," he said via the Washington Football Wire. I can't understand how anyone who once played under the old franchise name could possibly want to be a part of anything to do with the Washington Commanders. He said the name made him feel filthy and dirty. I can understand how he feels. I mean, it's going to have to grow on me too. I need at least I need like a season for it to grow on me. I mean, Commanders, that's we couldn't. That's what we came up with. I'm just saying. So I hope John Riggins gives it some more time and thinks about it. I see you, Rango. Red. We need to win it all. I agree. I agree. I'm with you 100%. Other than that, I'm with you on that one, Sean. I'm definitely with you. Former defensive lineman Justin Bannon was sentenced to 16 years. Justin Bannon played for the Broncos. He played for us, the Ravens. Played for a couple other teams. The league for 12 years. He back in September. He was found guilty of attempted murder, first degree assault, and some other charges. So, when I first heard about it, I was like, wait, Justin Bannon, the same Justin Bannon that played for the Ravens, that guy? I was like, wow. Shocking. Kyler Murray talked about, he unfollowed the Cardinals on the social media. It's about a social media cleanse, and the Cardinals actually kind of did the same thing too. I mean, I think it's much to do with nothing. I think sometimes we all need a break. We need to be off social media every once in a while. Me personally, I don't think being on social media is I think it's kind of starting to become a little bit toxic. I think it's starting to become a little bit much in some areas of it. What is this here? Commander sounds like the names we used to come up with in video football games before they started acquiring rights to NFL team names. No disrespect, intended Washington fans. I can see why you would say that. I mean, other than that, that's pretty much what has been going on. The award show, and Mike Evans talked about, he feels that the Buccaneers can move up from Tom Brady. And then Tom Brady talked about never say never. So I really hope he's not pulling a Michael Jordan on us and coming back in the NFL. Now, I definitely wanted to say this, that the 2023, I was thinking about this, right? 2023 class should be interesting. Now, I looked at some guys. I said, no, who could I say would be a good Hall of Fame candidate for next year? Dwight Freeney, Carson Palmer, Joe Thomas is definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Darrelle Revis, first ballot. Cam Chancellor. I'm still trying to figure out who, but those are guys that came to the top of my head. I could put Dwight Freeney in there. I can think of some other guys too. Winning cures all. I agree. Amen on that, Sean. So I would like to see. I'm hoping by next year, Devin Hester and DeMarcus Ware are on the Hall of Fame, and Reggie Wayne too, and Torrey Holt. So, goodness, I don't get that one at all. So we're going to transition from the NFL news to Major League Baseball. This is day 72. Really quick, I want to send my thoughts and prayers to Jason Giambi's family. His brother, former league baseball player Jeremy Giambi, played for the Oakland Athletics and the Boston Red Sox for 2 seasons. Committed suicide. Jeremy Giambi is a good little ball player. I'm always going to remember him from when he tried to run from second to home, and Derek Jeter with the little who was in the right field? Bernie Williams, I think it was, made this David Garrard throw, and you just see this blur come out of nowhere, the number 2 jersey, Derek Jeter, and then he just side tosses it to Jorge Posada, and who was it caught out at the plate? Jeremy Giambi. That was the Moneyball era for the Oakland Athletics. Those Oakland Athletic teams, ladies and gentlemen, I have Tim Hudson, Barry Zito, Mark Mulder, Jermaine Dye, David Justice, Eric Chavez, Mark Ellis, Ramon Hernandez, Miguel Tejada. I think even Giambi was on that team. Jason Giambi was with them too. Billy Cook. Yeah, those Oakland teams were those, especially 90, 99, 04. Those Oakland teams were definitely you couldn't sneeze at them. I was actually surprised when we got Miguel Tejada too to play for the Orioles. I was still shocked. And Ramon Hernandez. Oh my gosh. Those Orioles teams too. I'm not going to talk about that. So there has been some progress. We're going to have a universal DH system in Major League Baseball.
I'm not going to even sit here and act like I didn't know this was coming, or act like I know this was coming, because I did it.
Me personally, I'm not a fan of it. I feel like everybody has to learn how to hit the ball, pitchers included. I feel like that's just what I just grew up on, seeing I remember the 2001, 2002 All-Star game. Never forget it. It was Vicente Padilla and Freddie Garcia, and they didn't have anybody else. So those two were batters. Like, that's what they're just paid to pitch, but they're also paid to learn how to bunt, hit something. And some guys can rake the ball. I have seen it. We'll see what it looks like, because I've always looked at it like this. American League baseball parks are for pitchers. National League ballparks are for hitters. So I don't really see how a universal DH complements anybody, because if you're telling me I got to find somebody, number one, to be a consistent DH everyday hitter, and then number two, where would he be in the lineup? Who would be like, okay, I could put Carlos Correa at DH today, give him a day off or something like that. That just does not look right to me. I gotta see what it looks like. MLB The Show 22 is coming out. Shohei Ohtani's on the cover. Randy Johnson and Ryan Howard, former Philadelphia Philly first baseman, Big Ryan, and then the big unit, Randy Johnson, are making their appearances on MLB 22 The Show. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what that's going to look like, because Ryan Howard could be Ryan Howard. I'm telling you, he's another one. Best power hitting left first baseman for the Phillies. Him, Victorino, Chase Utley. That connection was very, very. Them Philly teams was nothing to sneeze at. Moneyball. I've watched that play 100 times, again and again, since I heard the news. Not sure he was tagged. If there was a replay like today, it might have been reversed. Yeah. I love that. Let's go. Man. Eric Thames and the Oakland Athletics, they agreed to a minor league deal. So the minor league teams can still talk to players and take on seeds and take a contract. Now, the way this is looking, it's almost kind of like things are at a standstill with the strike. I do think both sides, I get it. We all don't like Rob Manfred, and I understand that. But again, this is what that's still an issue that needs to be talked about. Having a draft lottery, the league owners want 14 teams in the postseason. They want the players want the service time fixed. The players want the minimum salaries to be increased. They want the biggest thing out of everything. What the players want is revenue sharing. They just want more money. And then the balance tax or the luxury tax. So regardless, this is starting to kind of get petty. I mean, it's just like both sides now at this point. Johnny Damon was on that team. Hold on. Johnny Damon? No, it couldn't have been. He played for, was it the Red Sox? Oh, he was on that team. It was only for a year because he's with Kansas City. Yeah, I think he was traded. I think to Kansas City. I dig the universal DH. It makes more competitive. Pitchers in the big leagues don't hit. You need to focus on your craft unless you are a once-in-a-millennium guy like Shohei. I agree. So, I mean, I just now at this point, it's just getting ridiculous. I mean, the draft lottery, it looks like it's going to be gone. My only thing is this is what it is. I just feel like they don't want teams like the Orioles, for example, or the Diamondbacks to have the worst record and get the number one overall pick. They want where reward for guys losing free agents. And I'm sitting here going like, well, no top free agent clamors to Baltimore or Arizona. So what are we supposed to do? And I don't like tanking, but when teams don't go, I'm not signing with that team, or they don't even sniff the offer. Because it's a different thing because Peter Angelos needs to just sell the team. That's a whole different. That's a whole other subject for another day. But if I can't get a Carlos Correa to say, "Hey, consider playing for the Baltimore Orioles," what am I supposed to do? Help me be competitive. Let's find incentives. Okay, well, Baltimore is a mid-level market team. They got a good core. I don't agree with tanking. I think it has its bads and its worse. I just feel like that's what we came up with. Because it's like, so in other words, you don't the way he said it, we're not going to reward a team, the worst team in baseball, with a pick. But here's the thing. Will it stop? No. The Cleveland Indians, yeah, but Manny Machado, here's the thing. When we lost to Kansas City in the conference finals, Dan Duquette at the time should have said, okay, we need to go out here and look for somebody. I thought the biggest mistake was paying Chris Davis $161 million. Okay, that money could have gotten another free agent. Nelson Cruz was gone. I was not fond of Mark Trumbo getting that contract because that didn't pan out at all. Roberto Jimenez, don't get me started on that contract. And then also, it's weird to me. I don't think tank is going to. If no team if I can only get C-tier level free agents on my squad, if I can't get a Carlos Correa or Trevor Story or a Freddie Freeman, I have no choice. Like, it's hard to get free agents on certain teams. That's why I feel so bad for small market teams, because your window to compete is so short compared to you go play for a team like the Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox, Padres. Like, the Padres are going to figure this out, where you paid Manny Machado all that money and you just paid Fernando Tatis all that money. That ain't going to work. Chris Davis retired. Chris Davis, we're not going to talk about Chris Davis. We're not. I hope he's doing well. I wish him all the best. $161 million just sucks. But also, to keep this in mind, look at the Houston Astros. And this, I want you to understand the hypocrisy and what the players are saying about changing the lottery. Because Carlos Correa, Altuve, Bregman, Gurriel, Kyle Tucker, for example, Houston Astros tanked for those picks. Cleveland Indians, Francisco Lindor was the 6th, or he was the 8th pick. So there is a positive to Tank. You're trying to build your team from the ground up. If I can't get, like I said, if I can't get any of these top A-tier free agents to clamor to Baltimore or clamor to Pittsburgh or Arizona, what am I to do? Help me be competitive. Make the league competitive. Don't just, well, he's got to figure it out. Somebody will take a contract with them. I don't like that. It's weird that Major League Baseball affiliate clubs can still make moves, but this only affects the parent. Well, I do think what he did, where some certain Major League, minor league baseball teams don't exist anymore. For like us, I think we lost. Oh, who was it? Was it the Iron Keys? Ironbirds, I think it was. We lost somebody. Yeah, we was. But now we're glad because it was just the way it was. It just didn't make any sense. There's always going to be small market. There's always going to be small. That's why the CEPT exists. Can't twist owners like Angelos or the spin. They better lock him up. Yeah, I agree. So that's pretty much what's going on. Major League Baseball. Yeah, the Jeremy Giambi one, that was crazy. That really was. When I saw that on my phone, I was like, wow. And every time I think of Jeremy Giambi, they're playing the Yankees. And painfully enough, the Yankees went on to the World Series that year.
Relationship with your
Oh,
children.
my God.
We're going to transition into unsung African American heroes in sports, where I highlight a player, coach that had first time that made an impact in any sport, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, etc. Really quick, the Orioles to lock up Cedric Mullins ASAP. That will happen. I promise you that.
Guaranteed.
Tonight's segment is going to be the great Frank Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Robinson, the only Major League Baseball player to win MVP in the American League and National League. He won the pennant with the Reds in 61, then MVP with the Orioles in 66, winning Triple Crown. Fun fact, he had the most home runs by any American League player from 1962 to 1989. He definitely was a part of that friend of us winning that World Series. We traded for him for the Reds from Milt Pappas and a couple other players. He also became the first African American manager. He's actually a player manager for the Cleveland Indians. Really quick, I just want to give off some of his accolades. A 14-time All-Star, 2-time Series World Champion with yours truly, the Baltimore Orioles. Thank you very much. Rookie of the Year, Gold Glove, Manager of the Year in 1989. Now, that year, the Orioles were not that great. I think we were probably one of the worst baseball teams the year before. And then next year, I think we were third or fourth place. It was just weird. Really weird. What's this? KC got theirs. Tampa has been on the cusp multiple times as the smallest markets because of their farm system. I agree with that. Also, too, he managed not only the Indians, he managed the Giants, he managed us for 2 years. And he also was the manager for the Montreal Expos. And then when they became the Washington Nationals from 2002 to 2006. He got the Presidential Medal of Freedom thing George W. Bush's presidency. I've always felt like, me personally, from what my dad told me, I think how things went between him down in Baltimore with the Orioles at the time, I feel like that he really never. I feel like there was never really any closure. Because I mean, let me just really quick. I'm just going to give off his numbers. He won 230 games, and the closest year was 1989, where he was second place, because the year before we lost 101 games. Uh, I mean, it was weird. With those teams in Baltimore, I think once again we're coming off the '83 World Series, and again it's hard to repeat, or it's even hard to get there. Again, I mean, we still kind of had the same team, but you're getting younger guys in there. Then we had what's the center fielder? Steve Finley played for us for a couple years. Kurt Schilling. Oh my gosh, just think about all those guys that played for us, that played for other teams. Be More Stand Up, Ironbirds. They're still the Expos to me. I used to love the Expos. Vladimir Guerrero used to be a problem, man. My gosh. But what's an Expo? As a franchise, Sean, yeah, they had Vlad, Pedro, Larry Walker, lots of players. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they sure did. Because I believe the owner at the time for the Expos, now I think he owned the Marlins, or he bought, something like that, if I remember correctly. So his overall managerial record was 1,065 wins and 1,171 losses. That's a 47.5 winning percentage. His best year was 1989. I mean, just the impact that he's had on the game. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, during that time, he was probably one of the best baseball players. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1982. Actually got an 89% of the vote. Now, fun fact: before the 1966 season, at the time the owners for the Reds, Mr. DeWitt, who we traded for Milt Pappas, Jack Balsham, and Dick Simpson. That actually was a very lopsided trade in people's eyes today, because at the time, when I look back on it, like they said that they needed the Cincinnati's big league was pitching, and Milt Pappas actually was a good pitcher for us, but when he got to Cincinnati, this wasn't the same. And then yeah. So he actually passed away back in 2019 in LA. So rest in peace, Frank Robinson. One of the best, him. I always joke, he and Brooks Robinson. I saw a commercial on YouTube with them. Definitely staples for that team. When he retired, he was 6th in total bases, extra base hits, 8th in games played, 9th in runs scored, and the most hits, 2,943. That's beyond amazing. So that's Frank Robinson, man. So next episode, season 6, I'm going to hold that one off. You will see who that will be in the next episode. So that is my unsung hero for sports this week, the great Frank Robinson. Let's transition to basketball. But let's see what you got here in the comments. Love Frank. Wouldn't call him unsung. Not in this area anyway. When I mean unsung, I mean like media, if that makes sense. I mean, think about it. You had Hank Aaron at that time, Willie Mays, Joe Morgan was starting to come along. Guys like that. So he didn't win a Triple Crown. That's Nets came in 05. Sorry to correct you. Yeah, it did come in 05. Hold on. Make sure I have that right. Wait, what did I say? Hold on. Well, I'm saying he was the manager from the Expos and from 2002 to 2006. So the Expos they left in 05. He was still managing at the time until the 06 season. So, and he did win the Triple Crown in 1966. So, the NBA, we're going to transition into that. Very, very crazy trade deadline. Mr. James Harden was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. And in return, the Brooklyn Nets got Ben Simmons, Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, and 2 first-rounders.
So when are we going to say something about it? You know what? I'm going to walk away. I'll be right back because I'm scared I'm going to say something that might get me in trouble because I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
I'm not fond of this trade because of a couple things. Like, I've never seen any player move around like that. I don't know if it was just what was going on in Brooklyn. I mean, I understood what happened in Houston. It wasn't the same team. I don't know what to expect between him and Joel Embiid now. I really don't. The biggest thing is last year, if he stayed healthy, and also too, the 76ers, they got to win now. This is like a win now trade because I think trading Seth Curry on Andre Drummond, especially Seth Curry, who can shoot the ball. I like Thibault. I like Tobias Harris. You know, one of these guys, and I was watching Inside the NBA, shout out to the Inside the NBA crew. They made some great points. One of them are going to have to take a step back and make the others around them better. Now, my personal opinion, I still think Ben Simmons does not play at all. It wouldn't faze me if you see him, but something just tells me he won't play the rest of this year. And then Kyrie Irving's still playing. You know, he was playing road games. KD's still recovering from his injury. So, I mean, you're going to hear more stuff come out. But, I mean, with James Harden, I mean, the narrative's already kind of been out there. I mean, you played alongside Dwight Howard, Chris Paul, Russ, Kyrie, now KD, and I'm a little scared to see where this goes. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks, they got Serge Ibaka. I thought it was a great trade. I do think it will hurt them that they let go of DiVincenzo. Now, DiVincenzo in the offseason will get his money. That's just me. You said 02. I'm saying from when he started managing, he was a manager for the Expos starting in 2002. And then when 05, when he was still within that, he was 05 when they went to DC. He was still manager for 05. And in 06, he was fired. So he coached for both franchises, if that makes sense. As I was saying, I think the addition of Serge Ibaka, you got Giannis, Chris Middleton, Andrew Holiday. Now, what really hurts is they just lost Pat Connaughton last night. He broke his hand, if I heard that correctly. So he's going to be out. No, he had suffered a hand injury. I want to make sure there's any updates on that. He fractured a finger in his right hand, so he's probably going to be out for inactive for a minute. So that hurts for sure. Oh, no, you're good. All good. All good. No apologies. No apologies. Now, the Boston Celtics, they got Derek White and Daniel Tice, I'm sorry. And they traded Dennis Schroeder and Josh Richardson. Now, I like Derek White play for the Spurs. I think he'll fit that. I think he'll play well with them. I think he can complement, again, with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And they definitely made some moves. Now, the Spurs, they got a couple first rounders in that trade. And I'm kind of curious to see where it's going to go for the Spurs going in the long term. Because they got DeJounte Murray. I thought they would have built around him and Derek White, but that's obviously not going to happen. Now, I was surprised the Los Angeles Lakers didn't make any moves. We can all say we want Frank Vogel, Russell Westbrook, but this team is just not built to win a championship. It's simply just not. When I look at the Lakers, they're 26-30. And the fact that, remember, this was the same team that had Kuzma, Harrell, KCP, did I say Caruso? I think I did. I'm just saying, how are we sitting here and going, well, Frank Vogel, he's not making the adjustments. It's the defensive mind coach. When you got a bunch of guys that play no defense, and I just see a team that's just, no one's called up Rob Pelinka. It kind of has LeBron's fingerprints on it too. Like, I've seen the same team when in Cleveland after they won the championship with LeBron. It didn't work. They paid J.R. Smith all that money, Amon Shumpert, and Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love. It just didn't work. It didn't work. And I believe the Lakers will be in the play-in games, but I think this offseason is definitely going to be it needs to be a reset button. I do, unfortunately, believe Frank Vogel will be fired, and Russell Westbrook will most likely be traded. Harden seems to be one of those guys that's upset the balance anywhere he goes, no matter how good he is, they won't win. That's a good observation. Good observation. Kevin Durant. They had the All-Star draft on Inside the NBA, and I thought they were really they were trying to make light of the whole situation, him getting traded, and you could tell on his face he was kind of like pissed, high rate, but he kept his composure. I mean, Daryl Morey got what he wanted, so. And then the Washington Wizards. Tommy Shepard, you did okay. And for that, you get this. Now, still not really fond of moving on from John Wall and then flipped Russell Westbrook for Harrell, Kuz, and KCP. Giving Bertans that money, which was not smart, but I understood, and then giving Dinwiddie that money. The fact we traded those contracts to the Dallas Mavericks for Kristaps Porzingis, I think is a good move because One, I feel like he can complement. He could definitely complement us in a way with his defense and 3-point shooting. Bertans just really just had not a really good year so far. And Dinwiddie, I truly really think just didn't. I just don't think it was just working. I mean, and I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. I like the trade. I mean, we don't have to worry about neither of their money on the books because I remember one year we signed Andrew Nicholson, and that was bad. The Dallas Mavericks, I'm a little confused because I like to know what their plan is now that you traded for Bertans and Dinwiddie. Because now I'm a little confused of where that's at. They better lock up Brunson. They'll lock him up. So I thought Luka and Kristaps would have worked. Go Bucks. My bandwagon team with the Greek Freak. So, I mean, other than that, I mean that's what happened. I'm not really surprised. I was surprised that Phoenix didn't really have to make a move. I feel bad that no one that the Lakers they just there was rumors of him getting traded to Los Angeles for Russell Westbrook, and it's just the contract. I mean, I just really wish that he would just come back to DC, but it's the money. I think he's like, just no one's taking on that contract. And then again, you know, the surprise trade of the deadline was Domantas Sabonis going to the Sacramento Kings.
What? What? And you got to be kidding me.
I was really hoping he'd be a Wizard. Miles Turner too. No, I'm just kidding. So that's what happened. The trade deadline. We traded Aaron Holiday. We traded Harrell. We got Ish Smith. We lost a second-round pick. With that being said, let's painfully transition. No, I'm just kidding. The Washington Wizards escaped at home with a W. The final score, 113-112. Kyle Kuzma had a triple-dub. I mean, overall, it was a good game. This didn't have, again, to me, the Brooklyn Nets, I don't want to say they're packing it in, but they definitely came out ready to play. Thomas Bryant, it's not really looking all that great. Denny, Corey, they're playing well. Raul Neto had 21 points in that game. Anthony Gill had 15. What else? Oh, Kyrie had dropped 31 on us. I mean, it's like they're playing without Bradley Beal. Like, you can see the lineups that Wes Unsung's trying to put out there, and it's work. And I think when you get Kristaps in there, I think the lineup's going to be more smoother because Bradley Beal's now out for the season. And then I just feel like, you know, a couple things happened. Check this out. So then the 54 games that we've played so far, we've now used 15 straight lineups. The starting lineup was Raul Neto, Kuzma, Thomas Bryant, and KCP. That's starting lineup. Now, and Gafford did not play because he's on COVID protocols. I just don't understand. I really don't. Rui Hashimura, he looked so far. He had 12 points. He had 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Thomas Bryant, again, I think he's slowly coming off an ACL injury. It's not easy. He's slowly starting to come back. Again, biggest thing, making shots, playing defense, not turning the ball over, and getting your opponent in foul trouble. That's something that happened. Now, both teams just defensively were just disappointing. But a win is a win. And then we have to play the Sacramento Kings. My God. Okay. I don't know what to really expect in this game at all. I really don't. So Ish Smith's not playing. Vernon Casey Jr. is not playing. Kristaps Porzingis is questionable. Terrence Davis is, according to the injury report, is day-to-day. Mo Harkless is day-to-day. Josh Jackson, day-to-day. DiVincenzo, all day-to-day from what I saw. We're 500 at home. Okay. Now, the Kings are a good road team. They've now they're 6-19, and they've just lost the last straight 13 home games away from home. Now, we all know that their best player is De'Aaron Fox, without question, who's averaging 21 a game, and then there's Harrison Barnes behind him, who's averaging 20. You think the Wiz can make a run after these moves, or still? Realistically, no. Better than Ernie ever did. Ernie wasn't Ernie Grunfeld could have done better. After losing to I thought when we had Paul Pierce, I thought we figured it out. I'm not letting that go. I'm not. Oh my God, it's painful. Thank you for bringing that up, Bobby. I really appreciate that. Just really quick, I wanted to point these stats out to you. So in the last 10 games, we're averaging over 101 points a game. The Kings are 3-7. They average about 109. The biggest thing is going to be, once again, playing defense, making shots. You're probably going to see the same lineup that you did before, which is not surprising to me, knowing that I think Wes Unsung's still trying to figure out. I think God's still learning his system, and he's still trying to figure out them. So, containing De'Aaron Fox, trying to, not neutralize Harrison Barnes, but you got Sabonis in there. That's going to be tough. I am going to say the Washington Wizards pull one out. I'm going to say 108.99.
Guaranteed.
But I do think the move for Kristaps is better than what it is. I do. We'll see. News around the NBA. Let's transition into that. So the All-Star Game roster for Team LeBron versus Team Durant has been officially set. For Team LeBron, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, John Morant, DeMar DeRozan, Jason Tatum, Nikola Jokic, Trae Young, and Anthony Wiggins. So, I'm sorry. Team LeBron had drafted Giannis. Durant picked Joel Embiid. Team LeBron picked Steph. Durant picked John Morant. LeBron picked DeMar. KD picked Jason Tatum. LeBron picked Jokic. And KD picked Trae Young and Andrew Wiggins. And the last pick of the draft was James Harden.
I'm not going to even sit here and act like I didn't know this was coming. Or act like I know this was coming because I did it.
Because the pick before, Kevin Durant picked Rudy Gobert. He did need a center. He definitely needed a center. And also, too, they took that opportunity to kind of go at him. Now, I definitely want to point this out. So LaMelo Ball is going to be a replacement, and Dejounte Murray, I believe he's taking Draymond's place, I want to say. Yes. And Darius Garland, no, he made the All-Star team. So because of KD's injured and Draymond's hurt. So yes. So that was the draft. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to say Team Durant beats Team LeBron. Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Guaranteed.
What else is going on? I mean, we're really just getting ready for the All-Star game. Nothing else really happening. Everyone really talked about the trade deadline. Russell Westbrook talked about his injuries. The reason why is because he's just sitting on the bench. That was very, very weird to me that he would come out and say that. Goran Dragic. He actually could be a good candidate for the Dallas Mavericks. I just thought about that. That was just random. I'm sorry. So that's pretty much it. We're just getting ready for the All-Star game. Let's transition to college basketball. Really quick, I'm going to maintain my composure as best I can because the men, once again, maybe it's me. I don't know. Y'all, I'm trying. I'm trying to keep my composure. The men, it's hard watching these games, man. Some of these games this year, it's hard. It's hard to watch some of these games. It really is. The men got shellacked by Iowa in an embarrassing fashion. I don't even know what to say. Oh my God. The final score, I don't even want to say it. 110-87.
So what the hell was that? I'm pissed off. Get it together. Y'all look like trash.
The men are not making March Madness.
Guaranteed.
I can't. Maryland, that defense was awful. I mean, we're not getting any defensive stops. Nothing. They're making shots from the perimeter. They're just taking advantage of the paint. I mean, just no effort, no gameplay. We're not. Let's crash the offensive rebounds. Let's something. I saw nothing where it. No communication. I mean, just awful basketball. I saw just pathetic. I mean, just the whole game. Every shot Iowa took, open shots. It looked like open season on the Maryland Terrapins. We gave up 57 points in the first half. In the first half, Iowa shot 60%, and then 63% from three. That's 10 threes they made. And then on top of that, surrendered 19 threes as a whole game. Now, how can you recover from a loss like that? How? I mean, if you can't get stops on defense, then offensively, guess what? You can't keep up with it. I mean, yeah, I will give the fact that Fats Russell had, 5 assists, and then Hakeem Hart, his three-point shot has improved. I mean, it's up and down like a roller coaster. But I'm looking at my notes here. They shot 75% and then 56% from the field and 41 points. That's great. But again, if you cannot get defensive stops, what is the point? We looked like flat out trash. And again, I already said it. They're not making March Madness. It's not happening. They'll probably get an NIT tournament invite. That's about it. We're now 3-10 in the conference. We're 12th place in the Big Ten. We got 7 games. We've got Minnesota, Penn State, Nebraska, all who are last place. They're decent teams, but I'll be surprised if, matter of fact, let's do this. They got to play Purdue tomorrow, on Sunday. That's a loss. They got to play Nebraska. Penn State, that's a win. They're not beating Indiana. Ohio State, after they just whipped us, back on the 6th? Minnesota, and then Michigan State. Maryland easily needs to win 4 of these games. I'm telling you right now, they're not beating Purdue, Ohio State. They might get revenge on Michigan State, but at best, they're probably. I just don't see them even sniffing the Big Ten tournament. Guaranteed. I just don't. That was just awful to watch. I turned it off after the fourth quarter. I couldn't watch any more of it. That's how bad we looked. I just embarrassing. That was embarrassing. And then, painfully enough, guess what? Still don't know. And this is what's going to be fun when I'm looking for a head coach after the season. I don't know I still don't know what the identity is. Danny Manning is an okay coach, but last night it showed. This team, Eric Ayala. I mean, I don't get it. I just awful. Simply awful. And then to make matters worse, we have to play ranked Number 3, Purdue. I am not looking forward to this game. I had to do my research. Your top 3 scorers. Oh, goodness. Are all averaging like 20 points a game. It's open season. It's open season. Like, check this out. The keys, it's just simple. It starts with the defense. It truly does. I'm sorry. Jaden Ivory, Zach Edley, and there was somebody else. Hold on. Trayvon Williams. And then you have Sasha Stefanovic. 4 scorers in double digits. Your leading scorer is Jaden Ivory with about 18 a game. Then Zach Edley behind it with 15 a game. And then there's everybody else. They are coming off a win. They're coming off a loss against Michigan. Maryland's going to make shots. They got to be better on the defensive side of the ball. Jesus. Maybe just wasn't one of these years for us. I don't know, but I do expect a better Maryland basketball team out there than what I saw against Iowa. I really do, and we're on the road. To me, it starts with the defense. I get a statistic. When they shoot at least above 50% and about 70 or more or better, they're clicking on all cylinders. But it starts with the defense. You got to get defensive stops. Like, there's no excuse whatsoever to let the game up 110 points. No excuse. No, I mean, Purdue is going to beat Maryland. Purdue's the truth. They just got upset. They will be hungry. Purdue's going to beat Maryland 82-65.
Guaranteed.
That was painful. That's painful. And they're 21-3. They're 21-4. They're 10-4 in the conference. I really want to put my head through a wall. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Wisconsin, I mean, like, Maryland's not even there. Oh, my gosh. Let's just look at the rankings really quick while I'm here. You got to beat Minnesota. We have to beat Nebraska. They're like, example, like, Nebraska's 1-12 in the conference, and Minnesota's 2-10. Nebraska's 7-17. Minnesota's 10-11. Penn State's 4-8. They're 9-11. Like, Iowa, they're 500. They're like in the conference. Oh my goodness. Really quick, I just want to see. Yes. So you can always beat Sean Spencer. You're banned from the comments. Purdue didn't get upset. They got embarrassed. That was ugly. And anybody but Duke, supposed to be third-ranked team in the country. I'm hurt. If y'all watched that game, that was just disappointing. But the ladies made me feel a little better. Shout out to the Lady Terps. We came off a great win against Wisconsin. I may have misspoken. We played Wisconsin. We're preparing for Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes. Before I get into that, really quick, Bruce Schingler, I think that's what he's an assistant coach, is not coming back next year. He's suspended. Let me just make sure I have this right. He's not after a 30-day suspension because there was reports of prostitution charges against him, and we're not bringing him back. So they were dropped, but that's not happening. He was part of Mark Turgeon's, part of the coaching staff for Mark Turgeon. So, that happened. Now back to the ladies. Now, I may have misspoken for the ladies. I do apologize. We played Iowa. We beat Michigan State. Thank you, ladies. We beat Nebraska, and then we beat Wisconsin. We got Caitlin Clark coming up on Monday. Not looking forward to that. What's Michigan State's record? 7. Yeah, thank you, Robbie. I had to really quick just look at Wisconsin's schedule. They're not playing anybody. They're 6-17. They're better at home. They're kind of struggling. They're not a good road team, and they're 3-10. They're actually supposed to play Eastern Illinois one game, and they got canceled. So final score 70-43. We're now 6 straight wins. I'm happy. I really am. Starting to put it all together. To me, biggest things I took away from it was their top scorer was Julie Pot. I'm a name drop. Popsidlova, averaging about 14 points a game. She only had 9 points. She only shot 4-12 from the field. Now, the biggest thing I saw was they definitely interior deep defensively didn't give the Badgers, Wisconsin, didn't give them any looks. They held them to under 35%, under 40%. Under 35% from the field, under 40% from 3. Now, they also had turned the ball over 26 times, and that was 27 points off turnovers for us. Now, fun fact, when I look at their schedule, 43 points the whole season for Wisconsin has been the lowest. When I saw that, I was completely shocked. Their tallest, nothing really stood out to me at all about the game. Also, too, I think that again it just starts with the Badgers, our defense on them, where they had 4 players starting wise committed 4 turnovers, at least I'll say 2 or more turnovers. Now, I was expecting Cheyenne Sellers to start in this game because Ashley Wansu, who's out with an ankle injury, still day to day, she had 12 points, 5 rebounds, and stole the ball 4 times. Looking really good out there. Now, taking opportunities that are given. Now, I do probably most likely will see her starting against Iowa Monday, and that is okay because I'm confident. Now, Maryland, this has just always been me. Those Who are you referring to as bums, sir, Mr. Wills? Next year's champs. I want to know who he's referring to. You better watch your mouth. No, I'm just kidding. Now, their tallest player for the Badgers, believe it, she was 6'2", 6'3". I think her name was Brooke Sharma. Had no answers for Angel Reese. 19 points, 9 rebounds. Also, 2 in the paint. Maryland, 32-16. And also the rebounding, we had 12 more rebounds than they did. I think I've always felt like Maryland, when they get in we will dominate. There needs to be at least a little stakes at this time. Maryland. Man. Oh my gosh. No, but seriously. It starts with their defense and the way we've been playing without the whole year with the injuries. You just really can't sneeze at this Lady Terps team. Now next year, I do expect it to be a deeper team with depth. I do expect it to be more dangerous, but painfully, we have to transition into Maryland. West Virginia basketball sucks too. I'm toast. Maryland ain't dominating anything. That's why we let the LAC come in with. Okay, we're banning Sean from the comments for putting him in time. No, I'm just kidding. We have to painfully. We have to play Caitlin Clark on Monday. Really quick, this team. I'm looking forward to playing the Hawkeyes. They're 16-6. They're 10-3. They're 9-3 at home. 7-3 on the road. Caitlin Clark is obviously the truth. Other than Paige Beckers, she's leading her team, and with just about everything. She's averaging 27 points a game. And then behind her is Monica Stano with 20. And then McKenna Warnock, 11. You only have 3 players in double digits. Caitlin Clark's playing about 34 minutes a game. She's shooting about 46% from the field and a little over 30% from 3. Hold on. Sorry, that was my alarm. I apologize. Easy killer. What is this? Maryland hung with Gary hung on all the Tabasco Road schools. What year is Caitlin Clark? Tar Heels or the Dumpster this year, 2-7. I believe Caitlin. I want to say Caitlin is a junior. I think she's a junior. Let me just make sure I have that right. No, sophomore. I'm sorry, she's a sophomore. So, wow. A couple things I would expect. Dominate in the paint. We're gonna have to find ways to contain Caitlin Clark. Get her ball out the hand. Get the ball out of her hands. Starts with the defense. To me, we gotta be defensive minded first, and let the offense, progress. I'm looking at Angel Reese, Chloe Bibby, Mimi Collins. Inside presence, I think, is going to be the key factor to win this game. We cannot fall in love with the three, because that's going to get us in some trouble. I think if we get them to commit the turnovers, we had benefit off 27 points off turnovers. I think if we do that against the Hawkeyes, and again, I'm expecting again Cheyenne Sellers to really step up in there. She's been playing really good ball in the minutes that she's gotten, until Ashley comes back. Ashley probably won't come back until really quick. Let me just look at their schedule. She'll probably come back. She'll probably play in the game against Ohio State. She'll probably play that game. So if the ladies do those are my three keys to win. Paint, defense, containing Caitlin Clark. We got to hold her on at least a minimum 20 points, and getting them to commit turnovers. And if I think we do those things, the Lady Terps will upset the Hawkeyes 89-71.
Guaranteed.
Let's transition to, really quick before we transition to Towson Basketball, I want to transition to those that were named the 2022 Naismith Women's Defensive Player of the Year list so far. Aaliyah Boston should definitely be on that list. Angel Reese, Okoye Lee, Cameron Brink, Alyssa Kune, Elizabeth Kitley, Jordan Cambridge, Nalasia Smith, Nancy Mulkey, Q Morrison, Ryan Howard, Veronica Burton, and some other people. I think I'm missing Tamar Key. I'm missing somebody. She's in the ACC. She plays for Georgia Tech. Lorella, something like that. And that's another one too. Another ACC. Louisville. Oh, Emily Stagler. What can I? Georgia Tech. Oh my gosh, I see her face. Lorella Kubaja. I think that's how you say it. So I was actually on a Twitter space. No, you're fine. You're fine on that. Shout out to Natural Wonder, aka Shawnee, and the committee. Great Twitter spaces. There was a rant. It wasn't funny, but I understood where he was coming from. Aaliyah Boston, to me, is the best basketball player in college basketball right now. That South Carolina team, I'm just going to say here, they're going to win the national championship.
Guaranteed.
But they have to go to the University of Maryland first.
Guaranteed.
No, but seriously, again, I want you guys to understand the distinction of the media and how they just pay attention, because I definitely think that's going to be something interesting. Now, let's see really quick. I think the rankings should have come out. Now the committee for D1 released the top 16 teams of the year, and obviously we all know South Carolina, Stanford, NC State, top 3. Louisville, they surpassed Tennessee. Right now, they're having a good year. I think they can stay. They can be the number 1 seed, because I think they're what, 20-4, something like that. I was surprised Kansas and Georgia got knocked off. Did not see that coming at all. Let's see. Maryland just barely made it in the top 15. I was surprised by that. Wow. Shaw, you want to jump on? The Sticks. They will step over Maryland like LA and Irish. Crossed up Jordan. Y'all funny. Y'all got jokes. Okay. Keep it up. I think these rankings were fair. I still feel like Maryland is getting a bad rep. Just my personal opinion, because I think of all the injuries, and I think so, and then some of the opponents we lost to in the fashion we've played. I think we're taking that into consideration. They're taking that into consideration, but the fact that Louisville is number 3, Michigan's 4, North Carolina State's at 5, Arizona's 6, Indiana 7, UConn at 8, Iowa State at 9, Baylor is at 10. I'm not mad at that. I was very surprised that Oklahoma, they were out the top 10, because they're on a 4-game win streak. And Maryland too. Look, we're on a 6-game win streaks now. So now Florida Gulf Coast stayed in the top 25. And they're on a 15-game win streak. Watch out for them in March Madness. Watch out for them. South Carolina going all the way. If you look at that team, Destiny Henderson, Leah Boston, I can name the whole roster. Again, because I get it, because you North Carolina, I understand. I get it. NC State, I get it. I respect it. But like Stanford and North Carolina, like South Carolina's on a 10-game win streak, and then Stanford's on a 12-game win streak. Like those top 2 spots, it's not happening. But I'm telling you right now, I'd say the women at North Carolina, they're 23. So this top 25 list currently is fair. I'm not going to go as far as saying that I was surprised that anyone was left off. I was just surprised. I'd say the biggest one for me was Tennessee. And they're 12-1 right now. They're a better home team, and I'm shocked by that. So let's transition to Towson really quick. The men, we are playing Elon University today. We're actually starting to wrap it up. We're getting close to the end of the year. We're coming off a win against Women Mary, where we beat them 75-60. We're another home game for us. We're playing Elon University. We'll be on Flow Hoops. The Towson Tigers will be Elon University 81-60. Guaranteed. And then we got the University of Charleston Saturday. We have to play James Madison twice. We're making up that game, and then we're finishing the game up against Delaware because that game was suspended on the 27th. So we're finishing up that game, and then we got the CAA tournament in DC from the 5th to the 8th, and hopefully the Towson Tigers men's basketball team will make March Madness. Guaranteed. Let's transition to the ladies really quick. The ladies play JMU on Sunday. No, on Sunday, yes. We're coming off a tough loss against Delaware. We lost 78-81. But we're going to beat James Madison University. We're coming back with a vengeance. 85-50. Guaranteed. And then after that, we got to play the University of North Carolina at Wilmington, College of Charleston, Hofstra, Northeastern, Delaware again, and then Drexel University. And then we'll be also in the CAA Championship March 10th to the 11th. And I will see the Lady Tigers in March Madness as well. Guaranteed. If I'm in California, I got to go to the University Blue. But really quick, I just wanted to point out the standings. The University of North Carolina Seahawks. I'm sorry, this is for the men. I'm sorry. The women's really quick. I'm sorry. That's the men's standing. Oh no, I really wanted to point that. I'm sorry. I wanted to use it. Towson is 9-3 in the conference, 18-7, and then University of North Carolina at Wilmington is in first place. Oh my gosh. For the ladies, Delaware is 11-1, Drexel's 10-1, and we're 8-3, right behind them. So not bad. And then Maryland. Okay, yep. So the worst team in the conference is University of North Carolina at Wilmington women. They're 0-10 in the conference. They're 3-17, and they're currently on a 10-game losing streak. Towson doesn't want none of that. Look at this. Hold on. Let me look at this. Let's go back. Well, we lost in overtime, 77-81. I thought the ladies played. We played them. The ladies, we beat y'all, Mr. Sean Spencer. Let's see. We beat them. We shellacked you guys 72-49. That's the only time I think we actually played you guys. Then we play you again. No, that's it. No, we got you on the 18th of February. So yeah, so we more than welcome to beat you guys again, the ladies. The men, I think the men will give you a run. We beat Cincinnati when they were number 1 20 years ago. Wow. Fun fact, did not know that. Okay. Did not know that. I really want to transition into, I really kind of want to talk about before just in the Towson. I wanted to really quick, this was a topic that I felt like it was really important to talk about. Sydney Carter, WNBA ball player. I know she played for a couple teams. I know she played for the Fever. She went to Texas A&M. And Sydney Colston, she played alongside Sydney Colston and Danielle Adams at Texas A&M. And she was drafted in the 3rd round by the Chicago Sky. She played for Connecticut, Indiana, and Atlanta, the Atlanta Dream. Has been taking flack because of recently on Twitter, she likes to post her game day outfits. And this one particular outfit obviously caught eyes, and unfortunately, we became the clothing police. And I saw the picture. I saw nothing inappropriate about what she wore. All right, I'm out. Oh wow. I mean, I just don't understand. You had people that were saying her pants are too tight. First and foremost, there's nothing wrong with what she wore. I didn't see anything wrong with that. Like, are we not allowed to have a sense of style as coaches? We're just supposed to just wear suits all the damn time? Like, it's just to me another reminder that we police the wrong stuff and not focus on other issues. Like, I saw nothing wrong with it, but I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, it just makes absolutely no sense. And again, I understand that we're in a male-dominated sports industry, but whether coach, journalist, commentator, it's always got to be policed. Well, you can't wear that, or you can't wear this. Like, we shouldn't be doing that. We got bigger and other issues to worry about than what the next person's wearing. Like, it's just weird to me. Now, a lot of people came to her defense, and I was one of them on Twitter, because, hey, look, I respect this. Like me, if I was an NFL coach tomorrow night, I wear a suit. I'm old school type, so I respect that. Again, winning cures all. That's why only Belichick is able to get away with wearing a half hoodie. But Texas A&M, really quick, and you know that they're a good little school too. Kennedy Carter went. Shout out to Kennedy Carter. I just wanted to point this out. I mean, they're not really doing all that well. I mean, they're in the conference. They're in the Southeastern. They're 4-7, and they're 14-9. So, I mean, they're kind of in the middle of the road, but I don't really understand, because she wore, that's her style, and she should have every right to wear those type of clothing. Because I you know what?
So when are we gonna say something about it? You know what? I'm gonna walk away. I'll be right back, because I'm scared I'm gonna say something that might get me in trouble. Because I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna say it like this. I saw nothing wrong with her. That's the style of clothing. Coach Carter, keep doing your thing. We have to do better as a society. Imagine forcing Belichick to wear a suit for just one game. Wear what you want within the boundaries, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Comment of the day. That's what she likes to wear. That's her choice. I just don't understand, like, that kind of thinking. No, she shouldn't be wearing that. That's not appropriate. Well, then what? Then according to you, then what's appropriate? Do you have a photo of it? Yes, I do. Let's pull up the evidence, ladies and gentlemen. Oops, there we go. I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see it. It might be a little slow on my end, so I apologize. Hold on. Okay, that is her outfit. What's wrong with it? One more time. What's wrong with it? Chat, did y'all see anything wrong with it? I didn't. People always want something to talk about. Man, social media people love picking on anything behind the screen. Absolutely zero, nothing wrong with it. Thank you. And let it exactly. Thank you. Like, I just felt like that was just BS. Like we've got other pressing issues as not only as individual communities but around the world, and we're sitting here talking about what someone's wearing as a coach. Like, really? Come on now. Let's transition. I want to get you guys out of here on a good note. Really quick, my free agency grades for the WNBA. Starting with the Phoenix Mercury. They signed Tina Charles and acquired Diamond DeShields in a trade. The Phoenix Mercury get an A+.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Oh, my God. You know what? Focus. Just focus, Nate. The Seattle Storm, not only did they retain the Sue Bird's coming back another year, Brianna Stewart's coming back, Joe Lloyd, they got Mercedes Russell, they re-signed her. They might run it back. And they got Gabby Williams, and they signed Brianna in January. I think it's going to be good pickups for them. The Los Angeles Sparks, like Derek Fisher, made some moves. Well, hold it. It's a fashionable outfit. Traditionalists get butthurt all the time. I'm a traditionalist in a lot of ways, and I don't mind at all. Phoenix is a super team. I still remember watching that live. Oh my goodness. The Los Angeles Sparks, Derek Fisher made some moves. Jordan Canada is going back home just because she's from California. They got Candy Carter in a trade. I think it's going to be a great place for her where she can flourish. I think her and Tay Cooper, I think that should a backcourt that can't really be ignored. And also, too, they moved on from Katie Lou. Or they brought in Katie Lou from Seattle. So I think that was a good trade. So I'm kind of seeing where she's going to get, where they're going to use her. She's the former 4th overall pick from the 2019 draft. So I'm kind of curious to see where she's going to be at, how Derek Fisher is going to incorporate her into the system. And then, again, you got the Gumake sisters, healthy. And they got Liz Cambage. The Los Angeles Sparks are a playoff team. Guaranteed. The Connecticut Sun, they retain their MVP and Jonquel Jones. They're running it back with Courtney Williams. I'm gonna hold off on that till the season starts. They didn't really have to make any moves, to be honest. I feel like I think the addition of Courtney Williams, makes the backcourt better. I mean, don't get me wrong. Natisha Heidemann, Jasmine Thomas. This sucks that Brianne January is no longer there. And you got Kalia Charles, and then Courtney Williams, and then Beatrice Monapeller. I think she complements that backcourt a little bit more better. Now, I got to give Courtney Williams a shout out. She talked about, the whole situation, what happened in Atlanta. I talked about the whole thing where there was broke a fight out in Atlanta, and she's definitely moved on. She's learning from it, X, Y, and Z. So, and everybody that played that was her teammate from 16 to 19, they wanted her back. So, I'm gonna give them an A. I'm gonna say A. Okay. The Minnesota Lynx, they got Angel McCoughtry. So you got Sylvia Follows. This is going to be her last year, sadly. 2 Olympians reunite. Nafisa Collier won't be there because she's going to miss. She's supposed to actually do sometime in May, if I'm hearing that right. So we don't know really where she's going to be at, even if she's going to play at all. So they signed LaShara Clarendon. They pretty much have the core intact. Ariel Powers, Kayla McBride, Crystal Dangerfield. They're getting some people off injury. They didn't really have to make a lot of moves in Minnesota. I'm gonna say B+. And then painfully, the Washington Mystics, C+. I'm going to tell you why it's C+. No, I'm kidding. B-. Seriously, B-. I'm going to tell you why. I am all for us running it back like it's 2019, but we really haven't truly addressed a backup point guard. Painfully, Lana Coates, I'm glad she's back in the W, signed a training camp deal signed a contract with the Indiana Fever. That sucks. And then we don't have the cap for a center. I advocate for Kalani Brown. We just don't have the money. Those are the 3 areas that have not been addressed: a backup point guard, power forward, and a center. This hasn't been addressed. On paper, it looks great, but is it sustainable against teams like Chicago, New York, Connecticut, Dallas, Vegas, the Spark at Los Angeles, and Seattle? The Mystics, with the roster currently, first, second round. No, I haven't been to one. I wanted to go to one last year, but the COVID came around and kind of hampered some things. I'm definitely trying to go to one. Definitely trying to go to a Mystic game. I just catch them on my phone and whenever the games are. Becky Hammond has always been has always been My Lady Ball Crush. Go Aces. And then Tina Charles. I wrote an article on bulletsforever.com. Oh, for sure. Let's set that up for sure. We didn't even try to persuade her to come run it back one more year. I wrote an article on Bullets Forever because I just don't know what the plan is beyond the 22 season for the Mystics. Like, that's kind of been my only biggest criticism of Coach T as a GM, not a head coach, is his moves as a GM. It's a head scratcher. Like, I just don't know what to really do. Like, Emma Meeseman's now gone and Tina's now gone. Now, you've also invested practically 4 first-round picks in somebody that only played 1 year and didn't make the playoffs. So I don't like that. The Atlanta Dream, they were disappointing. They had all this the cap to make moves, and nobody came for them. I mean, they retained Tiffany Hayes, they retained Monique Billings, they got Nia Coffey, who I think is going to be who's a good little forward. Personally, the Atlanta Dream are rebuilding for the future. The Chicago Sky, I think it hurts them because I think they're another one. I'm going to say C- because they lost Diamond to Shields, Steffi Dolson in New York, and Van Quigley, Courtney Vandersloot, and Allie Quigley. Don't know if they're coming back. And that's beyond what to say. The Las Vegas Aces. I'm gonna say B on this one for the Las Vegas Aces because I feel like let me just say this: they got to the finals without Liz Cambage. Re-signing Asia Wilson was smart. Bringing back Raquanda Williams was good. Kia Stokes is coming back. You had to pay one of them. You couldn't pay both of them, unfortunately. That's the unfortunate part of free agency I don't like. I get it. Liz Cambage is one of the best players in the game. But this team, I can't. Sabrina Esco, she's doing actually just fine. She's in New York. She's in the New York Liberty. I'm gonna get to them in a minute. The Las Vegas Aces, they got there without Liz. They got there, but unfortunately, and I'm gonna continue to be on the record. If De'Erica Hamby doesn't get hurt, the Seattle Storm do not win the WNBA Finals that year. Guaranteed. That's just me, but the Storm were a better team. But when De'Erica went down with the injury, it was a wrap. The Liberty, the addition of Steffi Dolson. I like that. Now you got Benijah Lady, Natasha Howard, Sabrina Esco. You got your reigning Rookie of the Year, Michaela Oyeware, Dee Dee Richards. You're also bringing back Rebecca Allen. I'd say they're another about a year. I say they're a playoff team. B-. And new coach. I like Coach Barnadello. I'm a fan of hers. So I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to, with new coach, new system, how they're going to look. I'm curious to see with that. Now, they did make the playoffs last year, and they lost to the Phoenix Mercury in the first round, which was actually a good game. Actually on the edge of my seat on that one. The Indiana Fever. Head scratcher. No, I'm just kidding. Incomplete. I'm gonna tell you why. I like the acquisition of Bria Hartley because I feel like that's what they were really truly missing, a point guard. They're bringing back Emma Cannon, Lindsay Allen, and Victoria Vivians. I like those. I like those. They re-signed them. I think the biggest thing the Fever were missing was a point guard. I'm in agreement. Yes, Kaiser Gondrezick was a reach. But, again, if your name is not Dejanay Carrington or Dee Dee Richards or Dana Evans, who else were you taking in that draft? And I feel like Bria Hartley, when healthy, is a good point guard. Great playmaker. She can shoot the three. Saw it when she was in Washington. When she was here in Washington, the biggest thing is just the injuries. I think the injuries have just been just at the wrong. They've just come at the wrong time for her. They have the number 2 overall pick. Now, 2020, they drafted Lauren Cox with number 3, and then Kaiser last year. Makes no sense how you wave both of them back to back. Now, the Dallas Wings. I'm not going to say anything wrong with that. They extended Arike Gubawale until like 2025. They're building from the ground up. They're trying to build a core. I still think the Dallas Wings are another year from being a legit contender for the playoffs. So they're going to get an incomplete grade from me. I'm learning a lot because I barely follow it at all. That's all good. Am I missing anybody? I think I got everybody. Now that we're just getting ready for the draft, personally, the Mystics have the number 1 overall pick. The Fever had the number 2 overall pick. The Dream had the 3rd overall pick, and the Dallas Wings have the 4th overall pick. I mean, free agency's pretty much wrapped up. It's pretty much over. I think everybody got who they wanted. You'll probably see some of these free agents on teams for now until because we got a lot of the girls are overseas and a lot of overseas commitments. And the way when the season starts, it always overlaps with overseas. So I'm hoping that that's fixed at some point. You'll probably see some of them on a team until people come back. Like, for example, Theresa Plaisance. May never know. The Mystics may re-sign her. Who else? Rashonda Gray is another great example. She could be a good. She's a good free agent. And I'm surprised. She definitely would be on anybody's bench a good player. So that's what really happened. That's what's really been going on. You know, pretty much as far as free agency grade, the Phoenix Mercury won the free agency. They got Tina Charles. They got Diamond DeShields. The Phoenix Mercury. I'm mad. I really am. I don't know really what to feel. I'm happy for Tina. I wish her all the best. Oh my goodness. Want to talk world for? No. So for me right now, we're trying to keep up with football, aka soccer. It's a little tough right now. I know the Washington Spirit. We just signed Trinity Rodman just got a nice extension. DC United, I stopped following them a couple years ago. I know that I think they're just starting up their season as of right now. Really quick, I just want to see where they were. So, I mean, I have to really sit down and find time to watch some of their games because last couple years I just stopped watching. I think what was it last year? Really quick, they went 14-15. The year before 5-12. Like I stopped watching them when they had like Dwayne De Rosario and Bill Hammond. Bill Hammond. That's like 2013, 2014. I really kind of more watched them when it comes to the World Cup. So yeah, that's just me. It's nothing. It's really like for me, it's like I can't keep up with sometimes. So I've been trying to keep up with the Washington Spirit. It's tough. It's tough to keep up with that because they all coexist. They just overlap each other. Like I know that they're trying to get ownership. Someone said is who's going to be the owner for the Washington Spirit, and I think are getting ready to sell that now soon. So I would definitely try. To definitely make some time. You got to leave the USA, talking England, France, Germany, Italy, those leagues. Oh, I got you. The real deal. No, I got you. Like I said, I just got to sit down and actually watch a few of the games overseas. Also, too, what happened in the WNBA, there was a golf commentator, Mark Lai, that rhymes with Rye. He was fired from Sirius MX Radio. He made some comments that were flat out of bounds. This is what he said, and I quote: the LPGA tour to me is completely different than tour was what it was 10 years ago. He's on the show. You couldn't pay me to watch. You really couldn't, because I couldn't relate at all. It's kind of like, if you're a basketball player, and I'm not trashing anybody, but please don't take this the wrong way, but I saw some highlights of ladies basketball. Quote, man, is there a gun in the house? I'll shoot myself before I watch that. End quote. Then he was terminated. Like, that's a bit out of bounds. That's out of bounds. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. These are the narratives that we're trying to kill about the WNBA, where we're saying it's not competitive, no one wants to watch it. Well, if they lower the rim, all the same stuff, and yet the same people that we're going to watch teams. Yes, that's what he said. We're going to invest our time on teams where they're getting blown out by almost 80 points in the NBA game. We're supporting football teams who has ownership that does not give 1 cent, that does not care about winning. We will invest our time in those teams, but we're going to make comments and go, no one's watching that. Well, if that's the case, then those are your comments. That just highlights your ignorance, because how can you sit there and say that? I could say the same thing. I don't watch golf. I'll watch it. I mean, if I make those same comments about golf, I'm wrong for that. Everybody, I understand, there's people that don't like the NBA, and I can respect that. But don't go off and making these insinuating comments and not watch just one game or go to one game. Yes, they did. They got blown up by like 78 points, and people saw, and people watched that. Again, it kind of goes back to where was the comment? People always want to say something and talk about it, and then it's just crazy to me. Like, I've been on the record, like I talked about it a couple of times, where I had people reach out and say, if you take out the WNBA in your podcast is solid gold. You should stop talking about the WNBA because no one listens, or no one cares about the WNBA. One person told me, well, your podcast is great, but once you get to the WNBA, I stop watching it and I stopped watching after that because I don't have no interest. Wow, okay. Golf, I watch the majors most in love playing. It's the most humbling sport. It is. But you would think, being humble and saying, hey, I saw some of those highlights, and those girls can play the game of basketball pretty damn well. This is just another example of ignorance. Educate yourself. Watch, just go to one game. It's not hard. It really is not hard, ladies and gentlemen. Now, really quick, Team USA, we beat Belgium 84-75. It was nice to see Emma Meesman back in DC, not in a Mystic uniform. She for Belgium. Really quick, Kelsey Plum's leading scorer with 16. Brianna Jones had 14 and 6. Chelsea Gray had a good 10 points, 8 assists, almost double-double. We will play against Puerto Rico today at 4:30. Cheryl Reeves is our new the head coach for 2020, starting last year until 2024. So this is our first win. Congratulations. Just really quick, the roster: Alyssa Thomas, Ariel Atkins, Kayla McBride, Jewel Lloyd, Kelsey Mitchell, Alicia Gray, Dearica Hamby. I'm missing somebody. Steffi Dolson, Natasha Howard. That's it, Chelsea Gray. I feel like I'm missing somebody else. No, I think I got everybody. Yeah, I did. So, shout out to them. Those are the men who think they're good on the playground, and when they go, exactly. I agree. I definitely agree. Good point, Bobby. Very good point. We're gonna end the podcast on really quick the Athletes Unlimited Basketball. This is a new league. Really great. We got 2 more games for week 3, and that'll be an end of week 3. We're going at 2 weeks left after that. So just a really quick recap. Team Cloud beat Team Brown 85-80. Team Harrison embarrassed Team Hawkins by 25. Team Harrison beat Team Brown, and Team Hawkins came back and dubbed Team Cloud 90-70. We got Team Harrison versus Team Cloud tomorrow on Fox Sports 2. Team Brown versus Team Hawkins on Bally Sports Network. Team Cloud is beating Team Harrison 95-84.
Guaranteed.
And then Team Brown's beating Team Hawkins. I'm sorry, Tiana. I'm gonna keep it close. 90-85.
Guaranteed.
Really quick, I just want to pull up the leaderboard as of today. It's not changed. Tiana Hawkins still number 1. Then Isabel Harrison, number 2. Lexi Brown, number 3. Natasha Cloud at 4. Jantel Lavender at 5. Dejanay Carrington at 6. Odyssey Sims at 7. Taj Cole. Kalani Brown went down a couple spots. She's still in the top 10. And Courtney Williams, to finish off your top 10. From where Mercedes Russell and Kelsey Mitchell, or Kelsey Mitchell's in the top, but Kelsey Mitchell's right now was Team USA, so she's going to be out for a good minute. So those are going to be your captains for week 4. Tiana Hawkins, Lexi Brown, Isabel Harrison, and Natasha Cloud.
Guaranteed.
Do I play 2K? I haven't played 2K since 19. I took a break from it because I just was not the community. After a while, it became very, very much. Especially when you're playing online, you're playing at the park, or when you're playing you're playing rec. For me, I was just always about my career. My favorite 2 games was on the PS3 was NBA 2K12 when we had Michael Jordan on the cover, and then 2K14 with LeBron on the PlayStation. Those were it. So I have been thinking about getting 2K21 because it's on sale until the 16th on the PlayStation Store. So I'm trying to wait up for MLB 22 to show. Because I definitely want to get that. I'm done with playing Madden 22. Disappointing. That's a waste. The game crashes. Any mode you play, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, that's ridiculous. So, I mean, out of respect, if John Madden's on the cover for next year, I'll consider it. But definitely do not sleep on Saints Row. There's a new Saints Row coming out in August. Definitely don't sleep on that. It was supposed to come out this month, but the developer came out and said that they're not ready to push the game. So definitely be on the look out for that. Closing. I don't have Xbox. I have PlayStation. Really quick, I want to close it out with this. Is that 2 hours and 38 minutes? Okay. I know Valentine's Day is coming up. Me personally, I do not celebrate Valentine's Day. For me, I just feel like it's an over glorified holiday where it's just another way of just spending your money. I think it's just weird to me that you take one day out of 365 days of the year to tell someone how much you truly love them when you should be doing that every day. That's just me. So, I mean, I have no plans for Valentine's Day whatsoever other than going to work and coming home and putting my feet up and getting on the PlayStation. Yes, good call, Saints Row. That's what you can do cross-platform. Oh, that's right, you can. I forgot about that. So, I mean, just take the Valentine's Day weekend, day, self-care, and just try to make the best day of it. For me, like I said, I'm in no mood for it. That's just really it. Just enjoy it. Happy Valentine's Day to all those. Hope you get flowers, chocolates, teddy bears. So yeah, definitely just take time for Valentine's Day just to do something nice for yourself. So that's what I want to say. That's going to conclude season 5 of Big Nate Sports Talk podcast. Season 6 will start on Tuesday. It's going to be after the Super Bowl. Definitely going to recap that. Got some other episodes. Got some things planned for season 6. We're getting into basketball, so mostly now we're going to be focused on NBA and college basketball, March Madness, NFL, Draft Combine. Going to be focusing on that. Off season for the NFL, definitely keep on Major League Baseball. WNBA draft is going to be up soon. So I'm going to try to. My goal is to reach out to some people, have some guests on here. Trying to branch out and network with people, different things like that. It's been tough, but I'm trying. So you ever have guests where I can actually talk? I'm actually trying to get you on a future episode. I'll reach out to you tomorrow. So keep your phone on you. Cause I definitely reach out. I'm gonna definitely reach out to you tomorrow. Cause I definitely bring you on a couple episodes. So definitely be on tune for that, Bobby. So I mean the outlook for season 6, that's pretty much what's going to be it. I cannot believe we're 6 seasons into this. This is amazing, man. It's just a testament of just dedication and this is what I like to do. I really didn't know where it would be. I mean, this started well over a year ago. I cannot believe that. It'll be a year in April. That's crazy. I do apologize if the previous 2 episodes have not been put up. I will work on those tomorrow. And I'll have it on my YouTube channel as a playlist completed. I do have to get a thumbnail for the previous episode. And again, that episode may be put on private. Not sure. I'll see how it looks. But that's going to conclude. It's all my God. Let me know. I'll definitely let you know about it. Definitely let you know. That's going to conclude season 5, episode 21. This is the end of season 5. I hope each and every one of you, all of us, are going to start monetizing these things. Crossing fingers. Crossing fingers. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Give me your suggestions. Let me know what you thought of the episode this evening. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Allow notification bells on. Thank you for the support that you've given me and this channel. It would not be where it is without your support. I truly, truly appreciate you. Wolfpack for life. We out here. Stay up. Have a good weekend. Happy Super Bowl weekend. Go Rams. Congratulations, Matthew Stafford, winning the Super Bowl. Maryland Terrapins.
Listen, I'm E21, and listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.